to In Fearless Conversation, a podcast from 261 Fearless, where every discussion is an opportunity to shape the future. I'm your host, Kim Chafee, and together we'll explore any topic that impacts a woman's quality of life, from leadership and personal growth to health and financial security. Join me and discover how a fearless conversation can shape the future you deserve. Welcome back to In Fearless Conversation. I am thrilled for today's episode because I got to sit down with an absolutely delightful human, Pat Winiecki, who is a 261 Fearless coach and the founder of 261 Fearless Club LA, which is now 261 Fearless Club Southern California. We get into that a little bit so you can understand how that switch happened. But we just get to talk about Pat's running journey. Pat came to running later in life and just fell in love with it and continues to fall in love with it every day. She has such great insight into what running has brought her, what running has brought her community in LA, and the women that she serves there with 261 Fearless. And she just has a really inspiring message that she leaves everyone with at the end of the episode. I won't spoil it, but it's worth listening through the entire way. I'm so excited that you're joining me today for this conversation. You are in California, correct?
Correct. Los Angeles.
Yes, Los Angeles. And I'm so excited for this conversation, Pat, because I've known you for a little while now, but I haven't really had a chance to sit down and really have a full-on conversation with you to really learn about your running journey. And I know it's been quite a journey for you. So we're going to talk all about 261 and Club LA and your whole connection there. But I want to start where it started for you. So can you take me back to when and how running first came into your life?
Yes, it was about 15 years ago. I was 60 and I'm a librarian. So I noticed I just was gaining lots of weight. But I always did love, activity. I was born and raised in Colorado. We had field day there and home with blue ribbons or you got your head thumped. So I always loved sports, but I got away from that. And when I was younger, I'm sorry that they didn't support us very well in junior high and high school. I would have liked running more and maybe, started this journey earlier if there was more support. But when our monthlies came and we were pain or we were, kind of down a little, we really weren't supported, but I'm glad it's come a long way and now they are. So I would have liked to started sooner, but instead I danced my way through high school because that's what we did.
Well, that's good activity too. Now, just give us some context. So when were you in middle school and high school? What years were those?
I graduated from Carson High School in 1969.
Okay.
So the 60s, I'm a 60s kid.
Yeah. So before Title IX and all of that, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very close to Catherine in age, which is why she's always been my shero. I love she's inspired me all along the way. So what I really got into running was as a librarian at 60 years old, we had a county-wide library contest. And so we started logging miles and I logged a lot and I won.
Oh, right.
And so the head of HR came into me and said, Pat, have you ever thought of running a marathon? And I go, yes, many times, but there's no way. And she goes, well, Oprah did it. You can too. So
okay.
How do I get started? So she said, go with the LA Roadrunners. So I joined the club with the LA Roadrunners and my husband came along too, calling himself a hostage, but he didn't want to let me go alone. quite a drive from where I live to Santa Monica, which is where we trained. But we trained for 9 months, and we did cross that finish line.
Wow.
And
And what year was that?
that was 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, we trained all through 2012. And so that was the beginning of this. And then we tried some other clubs, and none of them worked. And I kept trying very hard to qualify for the Boston Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I qualified twice for New York City, but never Boston. I was always 10 shy even of the minimum. So it would have been more like 20 minutes shy.
Okay.
So my husband decided he was going to help me get into that Boston Marathon. So he went online and he started checking out the different sites.
Mm-hmm.
And he got one, and I can't remember the one, but it rejected me.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I went online. I said, well, if he's going to try this, maybe a charity team is it. Maybe I never will hit the Boston mark. So I'm chasing the unicorn. I'm looking on the website in 2017, and I see 261 Fearless. It was nested way down in there.
Okay.
But I found it because it found me.
Mm-hmm.
And I applied. And when I was called to be part of the team, I think it was just for an interview, but I thought it was an acceptance. So I just started crying. I said, oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. We were actually shopping. I almost dropped my phone.
Oh my gosh. Oh God.
My husband goes, she's crying in public. So I had to really get ready fast because I didn't think I was going to be accepted after I was rejected from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it. We did the 2018 Boston Marathon in that horrible weather.
Oh my goodness.
I trained in sunny California in heat.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of a good training anyway, because I learned how to really go through the heat. But when that weather started breaking down and getting worse and worse, I thought, oh my God, I don't do this kind of thing. I did snow as a kid and it almost killed me in Colorado. So I wasn't wanting, but I said, I will not let Catherine Switzer down. I can't do that. I will do it. And so in our bag, we got some perfume that supposedly had some of Catherine Switzer's DNA in it. And then
really?
It was gone. Yes. And a nice bright red lipstick. I put that perfume on my wrist and I sniffed it all the way through that 2018 flood.
Wow. Yes, it was a flood. It was, buckets and buckets of rain that year. Oh my goodness.
It was raining so hard. It was bouncing up from the ground, and people were saying, it's coming up from the ground. I go, no, it's just bouncing back at us.
Oh my goodness. What a journey. So you started running then for this contest. Did you love it right away? Or, often I think a lot of people have like a love-hate relationship with running a little bit depending on the day, but you loved it right away?
I did. I've always been very active and love sports. I now I have a love-hate relationship now that I'm almost 75, but back then, yes, I did. And I also love walking. I love all kinds of sports. I love dancing, obviously. But yeah, there are days that I say, okay, this just isn't going to work. But I always do it, Catherine. She said, just put your shoes on and get out there and see what happens. Usually it works. Almost always. I'll end up, well, that wasn't as bad as I was imagining it.
Right. It's usually worse in our heads than in reality, right? Usually. So you love it so much, but is that the reason why you keep at it? Or is there something about running that just keeps drawing you in every day?
Yes. Actually, my doctors prescribe it for me.
Okay.
I have osteoporosis, which turned to osteopenia. My cardiologist wants me to do 6.2 running every single day.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. When I go in there, and he's treated me for some pretty bad cardiology problems that every one of them have been cured. When I go in there, are you running your 6.2? No, I'm walking 3.1. Well, that's better than most of my patients, but I expect more out of you.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I'm under doctor's orders to do it every time. And I've had many accidents running, flying into planters, breaking things. And not one of my doctors ever took me off of running, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness. Even with that, they're like, nope, keep at it.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Yeah. I had a cardiac effusion after COVID. And so that's water around your heart.
Okay.
So it was a lot of pain. My cardiologist said, well, you're not going to go off running. I go, well, what should I do? He goes, run for 20 minutes a day. I go, then what do I do with the rest of my day? You figure it out. But they still kept me running through everything. And it reminds me of one of the ECs we had about running with arthritic knees.
Yes.
Well, I have not an arthritic hip, but I have a sciatic hip, kind of gluteal tendinopathy.
Okay.
You wouldn't think you would run through those, but you better, because if you let that stiffen up, you may never unstiffen it. So when we had the question and it said, should you tell women with, knee problems to run? Yes, have them check with their doctor, make sure it's okay. They probably have a doctor like mine that says do it, and then run. And that was so counterintuitive, but everything I've learned from 261 Fearless, from our EC, our educational classes, and the emails, it's right on, right on the spot.
Yeah.
Never predicted with any of my doctors, and I have plenty of them.
That's good to know. I mean, we do have the best. I mean, we're a little biased, but we do love our Juliet McGrattan and Marlies. They're exceptional at what they do and the information that they bring to 261. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that your doctors are still prescribing the running. I mean, there had to be moments, though, since you started your running journey or seasons that felt harder than others. Can you think of?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm sure COVID was probably one of them, but what comes to mind for you?
It started October 1st of last year.
Okay.
I all of a sudden have this terrible gluteal tendinopathy. They thought it was sciatica. They thought it was several things. They haven't been able to correct it. It just it hurts a lot. So I can only run like 1 minute and then walk 3 minutes and then run one. So this has been a real challenge for me. But I'm trying to up it. So what happened was that was right before the Every Woman's Marathon.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, I can't run at all right now. I'm in so much pain. So I walked the whole thing.
You did. I saw you at that finish line.
I told Catherine, I saw her at the start line. I went up and gave her a great big hug. And I said, Catherine, I'm going to go as far as I can go. Because everybody was pretty much aware of that sciatica, tendinopathy, whatever the heck was going on thing. Nobody has diagnosed it yet. And so I paced myself, and I almost dropped at 13. And I said, now come on, Pat, they're all dropping. For some reason, a lot of people just decided that was enough. I was sitting on the curb eating some of that goo. And I said, I'm feeling okay. Let's push it a little further. So by mile 18, I knew I was going to make it all the way, and even in time. So
amazing.
It was just experience, but that was extremely difficult. And the other one was the 2018 Boston Marathon, which I was in pretty good shape for that and much younger.
Yeah. Yeah. So given all of these hardships and the overcoming of these moments, I imagine your relationship with running has evolved. I mean, you've been doing it for a while now. So how would you describe that? How your relationship with running has evolved?
I think I'm more relaxed with it. I don't think I'm so pushed. I gotta be first. I gotta get a blue ribbon. I gotta get a gold medal. Damn the torpedoes. So I feel more relaxed with it. I don't really feel like I have to be in the tops or even winning. I've actually finished last in many races, and that's been okay. That's where the parties are.
Right? Yes.
So I'm much more relaxed with it. It's okay. If this is going to be a lifetime thing, I think I better calm down a bit. Take down 10 notches.
Well, what do you think has contributed to your relaxing with your relationship with running?
I kind of feel it's my age. The older I get, the more I say, who cares? I don't care what I look like. I don't care what I say. I don't care what I do. It's just kind of a freeing thing.
Sure.
And I do want to be there the rest of my life. When I first joined 261 Fearless, I said, I found my home and this was mine for the rest of my life. And it is, one way or the other. No matter what capacity I'm in, running a charity team, being a director, being a president, being a coach, just being a support person. this is something that I have to do for the rest of my life. I can't sit. If I do, I cramp all up. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
You have to do it for longevity, for balance, for your mental capacity. The social aspect is wonderful for your mental capacity, and even for your physical. But I love the idea of 261 Fearless being non-competitive. I'm kind of let that go, and it has happened with age. I got enough medals.
Yeah.
Um, I got enough accolades. I'm just fine in myself now.
I love that. That comfortable place of being.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that kind of bridges nicely to talking about 261 Fearless. And I know that you started with us as a charity team runner in Boston, like you had said, but then you decided to continue that relationship and bring 261 Fearless to your local community. And you started 261 Fearless Club LA. Tell us, why did you feel that was important to do? Why did you want to do that?
I was still, let's see, at that point it was 2020. So I was 6 years younger, but I am a senior and I was hooked in with the Pasadena Senior Center because of the senior games. I do the senior state games and I do the senior Olympics. So I thought, why not bring this to them? I see many women here who look like they have the potential of getting outside of their own selves.
Mm-hmm.
These are from 50 to 80, all races, Latinas, African Americans, Caucasians, and most of them have spent their lives serving others, raising their families, taking care of things. So they never thought of getting out there for an hour for themselves. And many of them expressed that. Many of them had never ran in their whole life and crossed 5K finish lines for the first time ever with the biggest smiles I've ever seen on them. I'm chills right now because that is a reward to me. So I wanted to bring that to that particular group. I noticed that there was not a lot of coaching for seniors. They're rather challenging.
How so? Tell me what you mean by that.
Kind of like I am. They have their ways, and you suggest things to them, and gently suggest things, but they're going to do it their way.
Sure.
And something inspires them, and then they may say, "All right, Pat, hold my walking stick. I'm going to try it."
Incredible.
Yeah, yeah. And so for balance and independence, they were kind of hooked. They didn't want to lose their independence mainly. And the Senior Center was a great meeting for them to meet. And the Senior Center has been extremely supportive to us as well, putting out flyers for us. We're on their banner, on their big video screen. And we get new members all the time from that. But they're very special women. And I don't know why people don't want to coach seniors, but they do know at their age what they can and what they won't do.
Sure. Sure. No, I get that. I'm wondering, do you think that because they've lived so many years that they're maybe set in their ways a bit, or I'm trying to think of how to say this, their mindset is kind of fixed in a way because of their upbringing, because of when they were growing up? Like you said, they weren't supported. This wasn't something that was encouraged for them. So do you think that is kind of a sticking point for them, that they still maybe struggle with those kinds of self-doubts?
Oh, absolutely. We were kind of taught similar. It reminds me of other countries that women don't do those things. Nice ladies do those things. Good girls don't do those things. Good girls don't talk that way. So yes, it is a whole different mindset, and many of them have been able to grasp it. In fact, I would say just about all of them have, but it's a whole different way of thinking, and it comes over time, and with leadership, patient and kind leadership, and seeing other women do it. They say, All right. I see her doing that. Hold my walking stick. I'm going to try that.
I love it. And they see you, right? And they have your encouragement, and that's everything, right? When someone is struggling with, am I going to try this? Am I going to step outside my comfort zone? They feel support. If they feel supported, they will. So that's a real testament to you and what you've provided for them.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, many of them say, I'm going to be Pat when I grow
Oh,
up.
I love it so much.
And somebody will be filming us and they'll come up behind me and they'll say, photobomb Pat. And I'll look and they're running, trying to catch me.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing. Are there any particular stories that stand out for you? Any specific people? Anything that sticks out to you?
Yes, it's Catherine Switzer. I just love her dearly. I'm a kid of LA, as you know. And in the 1980s, she was here and boosted the Olympics. And we went to the Olympics. We went to the track and field. We stayed for 4.5 hours in line to get there. And she inspired me so much. She still does. Every time I hear her talk, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I can't believe that woman.
Yeah.
And she talks about opportunities, and she's right. Opportunities exist at all times, everywhere, multiple opportunities. And so she was my big inspiration. She gave me heart. She resonated so deeply with me that when I actually got on her team, I worked at the county library as a librarian. I went in there jumping and shouting, saying, I'm on Catherine Switzer's team. They kind of thought I was lying or nuts. That woman just resonates with me and has my whole life and will for the rest of my life.
Sure. Yeah. And you're carrying forward her legacy with your group over in LA. And now 261 Fearless Club LA is morphing a little bit because we've brought in San Diego. So now it's not 261 Fearless Club LA, but instead it's now 261 Fearless Club Southern California, right? And you've kind of passed the torch a bit to someone else to be a new club director. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. I am 75. I am having some ailments, an ailing hip. I felt it was best for the organization. Those young women in San Diego are so full of energy. They were the ones that inspired me to do the Every Woman's Marathon. I didn't think I had another marathon in me. They did it. They inspired me, and if they're going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I signed up. And it's for the organization. It's for the good of the organization. I'm going to always be with LA. That's my heart. That's my legacy. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see Catherine here in the 2028 Olympics. But it was time. And I tend to not, I call myself out when it's time. I don't let anybody referee me out. I referee myself out. And it was absolutely time. And I'm so happy for them. And I'm so proud of them. And I will give them any support I have. Is all they have to do is just ask. They got it.
Amazing. But like you said, you're still staying on as a 261 Fearless coach in LA.
Yes.
You're not going anywhere, right?
I'm not going anywhere.
Good. Well, I'm curious, what is it that keeps you inspired right now? Like, there's these changes that are happening. Like you said, you're getting older, and I mean, you're not slowing down for sure, I can see, but we all need motivation and inspiration. So what is it that's keeping you inspired?
It's something new daily. I love learning. So 261 Fearless has been so wonderful about teaching us. It taught us about AI. I never would have known anything about ChatGPT. I learned it. Librarian. I love it. I use it prolifically. It saved me time and energy, which, hey, for my age, time and energy is precious.
Sure.
So the learning aspect of it is inspirational. The camaraderie, to see those women cross the finish line at a 5K for the first time ever, to see the glow in their eyes, to have the hugs, they're my sisters.
Yeah.
And 261 Fearless inspires me. And, learning something new if I can every day. And boy, I do. And sometimes it's not something I wanted to learn, but it's amazing how you can.
Yes. Yep.
75 years, I didn't learn that, but I know it now. Um, I also learned that just being okay with yourself, make mistakes. Who cares?
Sure.
Fix it. For help to fix it. But this is what inspires me. It's okay to make mistakes. Probably you should. If you're not digging down in the mud and getting your hands all dirty, you're probably staying safe and you're not going to make any.
Right. Right. And you're not stepping outside that comfort zone, which is where the growth and the learning happens, right?
At my age, I want to stay in it. And sometimes I do. Sometimes just staying in my house, talking to nobody, doing nothing, that inspires me.
Listen, can we just pause there for a second? Because being alone in your house and having it quiet, isn't that like a gift? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's really important to have a good balance.
It's a precious gift. And I really appreciate it. Sometimes my husband wants to go somewhere and I go for it, guy. I'm just going to stay here and sit here alone.
Yeah, right? And just kind of, because the world is quite noisy. So we can have that quiet if we go for a run, if we're going for a run by ourselves. But sometimes just having that quiet at home, I don't know, cup of tea, just contemplating life is also a great way to spend some time.
Unplugging and recharging. And my recovery takes more. And so I'm very careful of it. Like if I'm going to do a 5K and I'm going to run 1 minute and walk 3, if I don't feel better by the afternoon or the next day, I'm not going to do it. So, inspiration by just, like you said, balancing the activity with the rest time. You're active, you're actually breaking down the system.
Right.
When you're resting, opening up. So
right. Exactly. Yeah, you need both, right? Both are important. So it's good to know and listen to your body to know when you need which type of movement or rest. Yeah, for sure. Well, we're coming to the end of our time here, Pat. It's been such a delightful conversation. Let's end on a note for anyone that might be listening that is new to running, or they're maybe thinking of starting to run, but they're intimidated. What would you say to them?
I would say give yourself a chance. As Catherine Switzer says, the opportunities are out there. Try it. Give yourself a chance. See what happens. And with 261 Fearless, you're going to be supportive. When they ask me, what's one word for 261 Fearless, I say heart. Because it's actually heart, soul, and physical and mental. But I would love to have women just talk to me. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Let's see where we go together. Definitely give yourself the chance. You deserve it. And you're wonderful. And we love you. And we can't wait to have you join us.
Such a powerful takeaway and just a delightful conversation with our friend Pat in LA. Pat, we're so grateful for you and all of your years of dedication to the women of LA and the encouragement and support you've given them, and just the way you live your life, open to learning new things every day, understanding that movement is magic, and sharing all of that with your local community. You are exactly the spirit of 261 Fearless. If you're listening and interested in learning more about 261 Fearless, visit 261fearless.org. You'll find all the information about becoming a 261 coach or a 261 club director. You can find out about joining a future charity team of ours. Take a look around. There's a lot of information there for you to see. That's it for today's episode of In Fearless Conversation. I hope you'll join us back here next week for another episode. Until then, stay fearless.